Think about the best player in your area, a player that comes to your club or your facilities quite often, or a player that you might meet in a tournament. I'm not talking about a huge area. I'm not talking about if you're in a state, or in your country. I'm just talking about a local player who is probably the best player. Think about that person. What do you have to do to beat that person? What changes do you need to make to your game to help you improve to beat this particular person? Now, when we talk about improving and getting better, it's often this vague idea. I need to be fitter. I need to be faster. I need to hit straighter drives. My volleys need to be better. And those things are great. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have those things, but they're very generic. They're very general. I mean, everybody needs to be fitter. Everybody needs to hit the ball tighter. Everybody needs to have better volleys. Yeah, okay, there are some players that don't. Okay, fine. But you understand what I'm saying. But this time, I want you to be very specific. And I'm asking you because I really want you to think about it. And I want you to write down what you need to do in the comments. And I want you to do that because writing something down makes you think about it more clearly. It makes you express it in a way that makes sense. Now, it's not because I just want lots of comments, because I don't, but you can just write it down somewhere, and I'm okay with that as well. But if you write it down and you put it in the comments, you've got it there. You had to make the effort, because however you write it down, you can just... It's not the same. When somebody has to see what you've written, that's even another level of making sure you've written it carefully. Now, I'm not going to say whether that's right or wrong. I'm not here to judge you on what you need to do. The whole of this question is really just about making you think about what specific things do you need to do to improve to beat that particular player. Now, you might not know, and you can write a little bit about the player, and I'll try and help you with some suggestions, and hopefully other viewers will be able to do that as well. You know, the player that I play is very tall, he's very short, hits the ball very hard, he's very fit, he's not very fit, but he's great control. I mean, there's hundreds of different combinations. And then try and think about you. You know, if you play this particular player, imagine, let's just say we're playing somebody very tall. You play this player and he always seems to cut the ball out. You can't seem to get it to the back. He's very fast at the front. Well, what is it that you could do? Could you hit it tighter? Could you have a little bit more disguise on your shot? Should you maybe be hitting wider and higher cross courts that make it harder for this particular player to reach across and volley? So that's it. I'm not going to talk anymore because I ramble too much anyway. Think about the best player in your area, maybe just in your club. What is it about that player that causes him or her to beat you? And what do you need to do, specifically you need to do, to beat that player? So let's talk about that. On the screen at the moment, somewhere up here, is a playlist of all of the other questions for you to look at. And probably down here somewhere is another video that YouTube thinks is a really good fit for you. And probably down here is a subscription button. If and only if you think my content is useful, please consider subscribing. And remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. See ya.